BlackRock has done the unthinkable. They've sold Bitcoin and swapped it in for Ethereum. Now, I know some of you are thinking, what does BlackRock know that we don't? Well, it's not just the crypto shift. It's what's happening behind the scenes on the macro level that's driving this move. Tariffs, geopolitics, and a possible showdown between Trump and Xi Jinping. Let's break this down. So let's start with the headline. BlackRock dumping Bitcoin for Ethereum. Now, is this panic? Is it positioning? Or something deeper? BlackRock isn't stupid. They don't just YOLO into ETH for fun. They move when they see macro forces shifting the ground beneath us. Right now, Ethereum is seen as a regulatory hedge. It might soon be classified as a commodity, just like Bitcoin. Add to that, the Ethereum ETF is around the corner, and BlackRock wants to be first in line. All eyes are on the Trump-Xi Jinping meeting this Friday. The tension, it's real, and it's heating up. Trump's been talking about slapping a 50% tariff on Chinese steel. China, of course, is the world's steel juggernaut. That kind of threat? It rattles markets, and it definitely rattles Xi Jinping. China's response has been subtle but powerful. They're signaling a strategic repositioning. That could mean dumping U.S. assets, shifting to commodities, or even boosting crypto exposure behind closed doors. Now, if you're hearing this and thinking, I've seen this movie before, you're right. It's what traders call the taco trade. So what is the taco trade? It stands for Trump always chickens out. Historically, Trump talks tough. Tariffs, threats, sanctions. But just when the pressure's on, boom, he backs off to avoid market panic. Investors, they price in the threat, then pile back into risk-on assets when Trump pulls a 180. If you think BlackRock isn't watching this playbook, think again. They're front-running that move, positioning in Ethereum ahead of the Trump bluff and the ETH ETF pump. So here's the bottom line. BlackRock isn't abandoning Bitcoin. They're hedging with Ethereum. They see regulatory momentum, macro volatility, and a classic Trump dance that could swing markets. Keep your eyes on Friday's Trump-Xi meeting. If the taco trade plays out again, ETH might moon, and BlackRock will look like a genius. Stay sharp, stay hedged, and don't get caught sleeping. This isn't just crypto anymore. It's macro meets markets. What do you think about this news with BlackRock, Tim? I mean, this was huge, selling 12,149 Bitcoin and now buying 27,000 Ethereum. What do you think this does to the ETH price?
Let's not necessarily act like this is the exact spark that's going to make it move, but what has happened every other bull market? We get a big run up on Bitcoin.
Yes.
And normally retail, but retailers usually take profit on Bitcoin and move it over into Ethereum altcoins. Is BlackRock the new retail? Are they repeating altcoin season just in their own rhythm? They're late, right? It should have happened back in December. They took their time. It's coming maybe in June. This lines up exactly with what we see going on in the charts right now, Paul. I'm sure that we're going to go in there, but I think this is big news. Again, let's not count chickens before they hatched. It's not like that amount of money is life-changing. BlackRock is a very, very small amount of money compared to them, but if it's a beginning sign of things to come, that's where the excitement should start to come in.
Historically, when BTC starts to move higher, it's the canary in the coal mine for what comes next. Ethereum leads. Then altcoins follow, and suddenly we're back in altcoin season mode. This is the largest ETH BTC rebound since August-September 2022, right before the crypto bear market bottomed out. Are we about to see history repeat? If you've been in this market for more than a cycle, you know how this goes. Bitcoin runs first, ETH follows, catching strength once BTC cools. Then retail piles into altcoins, hoping to catch the next 5x or 10x. And right now, we're seeing exactly that pattern unfold. Bitcoin ran to $112,000 on ETF momentum. Ethereum has held its ground, while altcoins like Solana, Cardano, and SUI are still bleeding. But ETH is now showing signs of waking up before the others. Now add this to the mix. BlackRock just rotated some BTC exposure into Ethereum. That's not a meme. That's the world's largest asset manager following the script perfectly. They know the play. You should too.
And the beginning of sign is this right here. I'm looking at the IBIT ETF, and this is the first time we've seen that kind of outflow. This is the deepest outflow in a, well, maybe in history, it looks like. And if this is something that, you know, we're looking at, when you think about what Larry Fink is talking about around the future of what BlackRock is trying to do around tokenized securities, then ETH most likely could be the play. Maybe it's just the point where they have finally come in and said, we realize what's happening, we understand it.
So if Ethereum breaks out, and if ETH BTC keeps rising, what happens next? Liquidity rotates into the broader altcoin market. We've seen this before. BTC surges, ETH outperforms, mid-caps like Link, Matic, and AVAX catch fire, microcaps go full degen, and based on the ETH BTC setup, we could be right on the edge of that happening again. But remember, it all hinges on Ethereum. If Ethereum fails to break out here, altcoin season might get delayed, but if it holds structure and breaks through resistance, we're going back to December 2019, January 2020 energy, when the entire market flipped bullish before COVID and DeFi summer. Ethereum's price action over USD, does it break $3,800? The ETH BTC chart, does it break out of the triangle? Altcoins, when do they start showing higher lows and bullish divergence? If you're trying to front run the next wave, this is where you start. This is how every altcoin cycle begins, quietly and then suddenly.
Look at them as the top 3 most important coins to watch in the month of June, and Ethereum was coin number 1. And in the video, I'll do it here for everybody as well, but I encourage you guys go check out the video as well. What I discuss is the Ethereum chart over US dollar is looking good. This formation that we're developing, throw out last couple of months, throw out last couple of weeks, just talk about what we are doing here since back on May 14th. Few altcoins are holding up better. You take a look at other things, Solana trending downward, Cardano trending downward, Sui, of course, trending downward. I think we might talk about Chainlink later, trending downward. Ethereum, that's actually an uptrend. This is called an ascending triangle with higher lows and a flat top. It's very bullish. And when you attach it to an explosive move like Ethereum has called a flagpole, this becomes a potential bull pennant with a target all the way up here towards $3,800, almost to $4,000. But this isn't even the biggest thing to look at for the month of June. Again, Ethereum price should go up, but the more important chart to keep an eye on is the ETH over Bitcoin chart, where we're seeing something very similar. Not necessarily the ascending triangle, but it is a symmetrical triangle still attached to a big movement. And that right there is also a bull pennant that could send the Ethereum over Bitcoin price back up to levels we haven't seen since way back here in January of this year.
And if BlackRock is positioning into Ethereum right now, maybe it's time to pay attention. If you got value out of this breakdown, smash that like button and drop a comment. Is Ethereum about to lead the next bull wave? And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and stay in the game.